You might be hurting your Shih Tzu without realizing it, and that's what's most frightening, because it's not an obvious mistake. It's not aggression, it's not abandonment, it's not malice. In truth, it looks like care, it looks like affection, it looks like love. And that's exactly why almost every tutor does it. The problem is that Shih Tzus don't know how to complain like we do. He doesn't speak. He doesn't point to where it hurts. He doesn't explain what he feels. He just endures in silence, trusting that you will realize it before it's too late. Many pet owners think everything is fine because the dog doesn't cry, doesn't scream, and doesn't bite. But his silence is no sign of comfort. It's a sign of adaptation to pain. And here comes the part that sends shivers down your spine. The more you repeat this wrong care, the more your Shih Tzu's body learns to suffer in silence. He keeps wagging his tail. It continues to follow you around the house. But on the inside, something is being ignored. This video isn't meant to scare you for no reason. It's meant to open your eyes to a truth that almost no one talks about. If you love your Shih Tzu, you need to know this now. Because after you understand, there's no way to pretend you didn't see it. Yes, Shih Tzus do feel pain, but they doesn't know how to count. And that's where the danger lies. Unlike us, he doesn't point, doesn't complain loudly, doesn't explain. He observes, and he learns. He learns that, even feeling something strange, life goes on. So he hold on. Many pet owners think, if he didn't cry, it shouldn't hurt. But the Shih Tzu was bred to hide weakness. Instinctively, showing pain is a sign of risk. That's why they become quieter, sleep more, play less. Small signs that go unnoticed. Here's the trigger that grabs attention. When you ignore these signals, even unintentionally, his brain understands that asking for help is pointless. And you know what happens next? He stops trying. The pain becomes routine. He stays close to you, wagging his tail, being affectionate. But on the inside, something is wrong. And the more time passes, the harder it becomes to notice the beginning of the problem. Pay attention to this. The silence of your Shih Tzu. It's not tranquility. It's a cry for help without words. And those who love learn to listen even to what is not said. Ah, that's normal for the breed. This phrase may seem harmless, but it could be hurting your Shih Tzu every day. Noisy, breathing, tiring quickly, snoring while awake, becoming breathless without playing, eyes that are always watery. Many people see this and think it's just part of the Shih Tzu's personality. But the truth is different. It's not normal to feel discomfort all the time. The Shih Tzu was not born to suffer. When he has difficulty breathing, tires easily, or always seems a bit down, his body is telling him that something is wrong. But because he doesn't shout, many people ignore him. Here's the scary part. When you call suffering normal, you teach your dog to live with pain as if it were routine. He doesn't complain. He adapts. And this fools even loving guardians. The danger is not that the problem exists. The danger is thinking you don't need to be observed. So remember this. It's in their blood cannot be an excuse to turn a blind eye, because what seems ordinary might be a disguised cry for help. When you ignore a small sign, it doesn't disappear. It gets stronger over time. And that's how many Shih Tzu problems begin. Silent, slow, and invisible at first. At first, it's just a bit more tiredness, a different way of breathing, less desire to play, nothing that seems urgent. But your Shih Tzu's body will adapt to endure that every day, and this adaptation comes at a price. Here's the scary part. The longer it goes without attention, the harder the body works to compensate for the problem, until the day he can no longer hide it. When this happens, what was simple becomes serious. What used to be cheap is now expensive, and what could have been avoided turns into suffering. It's not about blame, it's about time. The time you waste thinking you'll see later is time your Shih Tzu spends silently feeling uncomfortable. Small signs call for small actions, but ignoring it turns everything into something too big. Many pet owners feel that something is wrong, but even so, they do nothing. And it's not for lack of love, it's because fear of exaggerating. That thought comes to mind. Am I seeing things the wrong way? They're going to laugh at me. All Shih Tzus are like that. And while this doubt grows in the owner's mind, the discomfort grows in the dog's body. Here's the detail that nobody tells you. Those who live with the Shih Tzu every day are the ones who notice the changes the most. And this intuition almost never fails. Ignoring your feelings for fear of seeming exaggerated teaches your Shih Tzu something very sad, that he needs to fend for himself. He won't ask for help again. He'll get used to it, and that hurts more than any diagnosis. Caution is not drama. Paying attention is not being fussy. If something has changed, if something doesn't seem normal. Listening to this signal can prevent pain, fear, and suffering later on. Trusting you is also an act of love. Your Shih Tzu's body speaks all the time, even when its mouth is quiet. He changes small things that seem silly but aren't. He starts sitting in a strange way. It takes longer to go to bed. He avoids climbing onto the sofa that he used to love. He prefers to stay quietly in a corner, observing, instead of playing. Many people think this is laziness, age, or just a phase. But in fact, they are silent alerts. The Shih Tzu doesn't dramatize. When something hurts, the body adapts to feel less pain, and each adaptation is a sign that something is not right. Here's the point that grabs your attention. These behaviors don't appear out of nowhere. They appear when the discomfort has already been there for a while. He doesn't want to draw attention to himself. He just wants to avoid the pain. Therefore, showing affection is more than just throwing a party. It's about noticing small changes before they turn into big problems. When you learn to read your Shih Tzu's body language, you understand something important. It never got difficult. He was simply asking for help in the only way he knew how. The good news is that everything can change starting today. You don't need to be a veterinarian or a specialist. It just is pay real attention. When you observe more closely, respect your Shih Tzu's limits, and stop thinking that suffering is normal, something incredible happens. He begins to feel safe. Safe to rest. Safe to move around. Safe to live without pain. Small actions make a huge difference. Cut back on excesses, adjust routines, and seek guidance when something seems strange. That's no exaggeration. It's smart care. Here's the most important point. Acting early prevents great suffering later. It prevents accumulated pain. Avoid difficult treatments. Avoid guilt. Your Shih Tzu is completely dependent on you to make decisions. And every choice you make today builds his tomorrow. Don't wait for the problem to scream at you. Don't wait until it becomes an emergency. When you make the change now, you protect those who trust you unconditionally. Caring doesn't mean doing everything. It's about doing the right thing at the right time. Your Shih Tzu trusts you more than anything else. He can't explain what he feels. He can't say when something hurts or when something is wrong. Even so, he believes that you'll realize this trust is silent and powerful. When your Shih Tzu becomes too quiet, changes its behavior, or just stares at you silently, that's not normal. It's their way of asking for help. They hope you'll see what they can't express. And that responsibility is scary, because everything depends on your choices. Here's the truth that few accept. A Shih Tzu's silence doesn't mean everything is all right. Often it means they've become accustomed to enduring it. And no dog should live like that. If you've made it this far, it wasn't by chance. This message appeared because your Shih Tzu needs your attention more than ever. A little care today can change his whole life tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel to learn how to care for your Shih Tzu the right way, without hidden suffering. Comment below if you've noticed any unusual signs in your dog, or if this message has opened your eyes. Your experience could help other pet owners too.